All right, guys, today we're going to talk about 3 things that you could do to come out of 2023 wealthier than ever. Most importantly, when it comes to wealth, most people think it's just money. And something that I've learned along the way is wealth is far beyond just money. And I'm going to teach you 3 things to be wealthier in 2023 and to possibly be the wealthiest you ever have been coming out of 2023. But understand that one of those 3 things is only money, is only about money. The other 2 are not. And I believe that is why I have built a very wealthy life for myself in an all-encompassing manner. And today, I'm going to teach you those top 3 things that I've done to be and create wealth in my life in an all-encompassing aspect. What's up, guys? My name's Chris Warrens, founder of Wealthier Consulting. I just want to give you just a brief background about me. I've now built 6 multi-million-dollar businesses, exited 2, and help entrepreneurs internationally when it comes to building their businesses to the multi-million-dollar mark and beyond. Most people that I do work with are under the 20-year mark in business, and there are a lot of common things that I talk about and work on with people, not only in their businesses, but their mindsets, but also within my businesses. So that's why we're here. This is what this channel is all about. We're all about giving value, impact, hopefully influencing and providing you with some answers that we can give you the perspective of from being in the role for now 15 years. So without further ado, let's jump into the show. All right. So number one, this is a very underrated thing here. Build a habit of exercising 7 days a week. Your health wealth is arguably the most important aspect of your overall wealth. As we've talked about prior, wealth is all-encompassing. It's not just money. However, the middle class specifically, including myself when I was growing through the middle class, I thought that wealth was only money. And as I put in time and as I put in the investment into learning from millionaires and multimillionaires and billionaires, I learned that wealth has many different aspects. And the most important aspect, in my opinion, is health wealth. Having health wealth is something that can't be taken from you typically, and it takes time to build. And having a healthy immune system and having a very healthy physical stature is a mark of someone who's disciplined. And it's a mark of someone who's dedicated. It's a mark of someone who's wealthy. And that's why the first thing that we're talking about today to come out of 2023 wealthier than ever is to build a habit of exercising 7 days a week. Now, let me just talk you through 7 days a week, okay? I am not saying go to the gym and work out with weights 7 days a week. I am not saying you should be running 7 days a week. What I'm saying is build a habit of exercising 7 days a week. This could be all sorts of different types of exercise. This could be all sorts of different types of things. What I can tell you is that out of the 52 weeks in 2022, I exercised for 51 of those weeks. I actually took a week off from exercising after 26 years of exercising. And that's important to understand. And having downtime is important, but in the context of today's show, I'm teaching you to exercising 7 days a week builds a habit, and that habit builds wealth, and in this case, health wealth. So just using myself as an example, 3 to 4 days a week, actually, let's just say this, 4 days a week, I exercise with weights. I do resistance training. 3 days a week, I typically do cardiovascular. A lot of it isn't in the gym. A lot of it is walking my dog for 10,000 steps a day. And in addition to that, do cardiovascular focused intervals of some sort at the gym. So what does that mean? 7 days a week, I'm doing cardiovascular work. Depending on the day, I'm doing cardiovascular work in the gym on machines or just going for a walk with my dog. But 7 days a week, I'm exercising. 4 of those days, I'm using weights. And some of those days, not only am I doing cardiovascular work, but I'm not touching weights. I'm focusing on stretching. I'm focusing on foam rolling. A lot of people like to work yoga into their routines. Stretching and foam rolling isn't yoga. However, it's recovery. So when it comes to becoming wealthier than you ever have been, the first area of focus that you really need to focus on, in my personal opinion, is exercise. The first area of focus is your health wealth. And if you build that 7-day-a-week habit in this new year, coming out of 2023, you will be healthier and you will be wealthier than you ever have been. And I assure you, it takes the habit being put in place at 7 days a week to build that discipline to have the top 1% of health and physical wealth that most people, specifically Americans, don't have. All right, next, I'm going to talk about money when it comes to wealth here, money wealth, all right? So I'm talking to you business owners, I'm talking to salespeople, I'm talking to anyone that has revenue goals. All right, if you want to be wealthier, financially speaking, this is what I want you to do. All right, and this is what I do. This is what my friends do. This is what entrepreneurs do that know what they're doing. This is what salespeople do that know what they're doing. They have revenue goals. They have sales goals, okay? Let's just use $1 million. Let's just say the $1 million mark is your mark for 2023, okay? So this is what you need to do. You need to set that goal, $1 million, okay? First things first, if you don't hit that goal and hit 880 or hit 940, that's okay, as long as you gave it 100%. But the first step is set a revenue goal, okay? Now, that revenue goal. Now you understand your goal for the year, all right? To become money wealthy, you have to set these goals. So this $1 million is our goal. Now, let's understand your product. What are you selling? Let's say your product is $100,000, okay? So how many times do you have to sell your $100,000 product to hit your revenue goal? All right, let's just keep this really easy. Let's say you are selling watches and your $1 million mark is where you need to be, okay? How many times do you have to sell a $100,000 watch to hit that $1 million mark? Okay. You have your goal and you have your product and your price. Now, this is very simple and it's likely not the example best for you. However, interject your revenue goal, interject your product and the price. Now, divide how many times your product price goes into that revenue goal. All right. Maybe it's 10 times, maybe it's 20 times, maybe it's 500 times. But now you have your revenue goal and your product price. Now, here's a really important set of understandings when it comes to sales that many people seem to forget. They have their revenue goals, they know their product price, how many times that product price goes into that revenue goal, but how many appointments are needed on a weekly or monthly basis to hit that goal. So let's say if your product is $100,000, you speak to 10 people a month, all right, approximately 2 people a week, give or take, 10 people a month, and your close rate is 10%, all right? Your close rate is 10%. You're talking to 10 people, and you close 10% of the people that you talk to, or in this case, one person. That one person at $100,000. So you know that you need to set 10 appointments per month and close one person per month because of your close rate. You need to know how many appointments you need to set, and you need to know how often you close people or what your close rate is so you can forecast how many people you need to speak to. So if you need to speak to 100 people that year and close 10% of them at the product mark of $100,000, you know how to reach your revenue goal. Theoretically speaking, if you understand these numbers, your revenue goal, your product price, how many people you need to speak to on a monthly basis, what your closure rate is, you have a better idea of how to hit this goal. You have a plan, and this will create more wealth financially in your life. It's honestly that simple. Most people just don't know that formula of setting a goal and the moving pieces that move into this goal. For example, I was talking to someone on the phone a few weeks ago, and he really wants to have a $10 million business annually. And I said, well, where are you at? And he said, 7 figures, give or take. And I said, okay, great. And we walked through that formula that I just talked to you, and he wanted to get off the phone and get to work because he didn't know that formula and how easy it is to conceptualize it. The hard part is just doing the work. Once you understand your numbers, then you got to do the work. But if you do this, set your revenue goals, understand your numbers leading up to it, and then do the work, you will come out of 2023 wealthier financially than you were the year prior. It's that simple. Okay, last thing when it comes to coming out of 2023 wealthier than ever, you guys are going to laugh at me. I stand by this. All right, especially with what I'm teaching you today. Sleep 6 to 8 hours a night. Your body, if you're going to exercise 7 days a week, if you're going to want to create more revenue, if you're going to want to be wealthier, your body needs sleep. Your body synthesizes protein at night, virtually repairs itself. Your body secretes human growth hormone at night. Your REM cycles are vitally important. Your sleep is vitally important. Don't fall into that hustle culture to think that you only need 4 hours of sleep. Yes, you might be getting by on 4 hours of sleep. However, are you performing optimally? And you will not know that unless you set a bedtime and a wake-up time and set yourself a 6 to 8 hour sleep schedule to see how you perform. And I know a lot of people say a lot of different things when it comes to sleep. And I've heard people much wealthier say, oh, you're wasting your time if you're sleeping 8 hours a night. However, they're the same people that have had cancer multiple times, are obese, are overweight, are not in the top 1% of health wealth. So it all comes down to what's important to you. And what I'm teaching you is, if you want to be wealthy, if you want to be truly wealthy in the all-encompassing of wealth, if you want time wealth and health wealth and money wealth and relationship wealth, you need to sleep. You need to sleep at least 6 to 8 hours a night. To be honest with you, this past week, I've been sleeping like 8 to 10 hours a night over the past week because I haven't felt that great. And it's very rare for me, but the truth is I will allow my body to sleep more so I can function better 99% of the time throughout the year and take little steps back. And as you heard me before say that I took a week off from the gym, I took a week off from exercising and slept 8 to 10 hours a night just so I can keep myself in optimal form moving into the new year. So let's run it back, okay? To come out of 2023 wealthier than ever, number one, all right, build the habit of exercising 7 days a week to build your health wealth. Number two, have a revenue goal and understand what your numbers are to get you to that revenue goal. And number three, sleep 6 to 8 hours a night. I guarantee you, if you implement this, it's guaranteed, 100% guaranteed, you will come out of 2023 wealthier than ever. All right, guys, that's what I got for you today. I hope you learned something. If you did learn something, drop a comment below. Make sure you smash that like button telling YouTube to get this video out to others looking to come out of 2023 wealthier than ever. And definitely hit subscribe. I'll catch you guys next time.